Today back to school special. We are here in our Flavorful kitchen with our fantastic
Hello.
Nikki. Hello. All right, so one point of stress for many busy families at the start of the school year, and honestly all year long,
Oh my gosh,
is lunches, right, and snacks. So of course we brought our good friend Chef Nikki here to the idaho-today kitchen to give us some much needed tips on snacks and packing and healthy ideas.
Yes.
So Nikki, what do we got?
We got a lot.
Yes, we do.
So school lunches can be one of the most overwhelming things in a family. And so I've got some tips and tricks, so just bear with me because there's a lot here to unpack.
Let's do it.
So first of all, let's talk about materials. I really do love to try and stick to sustainable, reusable materials. And then, you know, the biggest thing is, what do I give my kid? Well, what do they eat? What do they like? So if you made leftovers last night, or you have leftovers and you know they're gonna eat it, pack it in a thermos and send it with them. They're gonna eat it. And if more comes home, that's fine. Make that the after school snack, that's totally fine. I like these big containers right here just because it fits a whole croissant. And as kids get older, they're gonna eat more. So you wanna figure out how to, you know, stuff it all in there. And then I do love, one of my big tips is I love bright, colorful water bottles so that when my kid can scan the recess, they're like, there it is. And so we can ensure this comes back home. And then parents, just label everything right on the bottom, your name, your phone number. Yes, it's gonna be crazy. So, okay, now I talked to some of my teacher friends and I said, what do you want me?
So wisely so.
Yes.
Thank you, Nikki, for
what do
having
you
that
want moms to know? What do you want us to know? And the biggest thing is get to know your kids' school schedule. What does it look like? And so for most elementaries, it's gonna be a snack, a lunch, a snack. And to have that snack age appropriate and manageable for the kid. So the more littler the kid, the less dexterity in the hands, right? So something like an applesauce cup is not ideal. They can't get this open, it goes all over, they forgot their spoon, teacher. And now this is a needed break for the teacher, as well as we wanna get kids food in their bodies as fast as possible because they wanna get out to play. That's all they care about.
It's so true, because when they do sit down for snack, there's been plenty of times where, you know, admittedly so, unfortunately I picked the wrong packaging, and then I come home and I'm like, why didn't you eat this? Or it's mom, I only ate half of it because I wanted to go out and climb on the monkey bars.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's just this big mess.
Exactly.
Okay.
So keep in mind too, age appropriate servings.
Yes.
So if you're going to get, you know, let's say the goldfish in the big package, individual package, two things. One, for someone who's littler, half of that's actually going in the trash.
Yeah.
They'll eat a little bit, then they're gonna throw it away. So get these smaller ones, put in age appropriate amount,
measure it yourself.
measure it out, and better bang for your buck. Less packaging means more money you save. And so then these twist offs are really nice. And the big key thing is, you know, from little to older, you wanna get in some healthy fats that stick with them, not just carbs, and then some good fruit, some good healthy choices. Now, if the kid is like, oh, my apple turns brown, just drench it with a little bit of lemon juice and it stays perfectly ripe.
Right, and I also love the fresh veggies and stuff because then you can also measure, like you mentioned, it's already pre-cut. You don't have to worry about them dealing with difficult packaging to open. They can just eat a couple bites and then they're on their way.
They're on their way, yes. And also make sure that, you know, you are using packaging that can go out to wherever their snack time is. So something like this, my teacher friends told me is hard.
Difficult.
This is difficult. And the reason being is because when they take this all out and they go out to lunch, they're kind of overwhelmed with what to eat, and then all the other kids come in and swarm them, and then they have no lunch, or they've eaten their lunch, or it gets knocked over. So again, try to stick to some sort of baggy type system that they can go out with. Now my kid last night, he was so funny, he said, Mom, why are you packing my lunch? And I said, well, Mommy's doing a thing tomorrow. So I'm all about, when it comes to lunches, negotiating. And so there's non-negotiables and there's negotiables.
Oh, okay.
So my non-negotiables are the unhealthy things. So, you know, there's something called a Lunchable.
Yes, there are prepackaged products.
Prepackaged
products in salt and fat
that we can do better.
That are popular, but not that great for your kids.
We can do better. So I just tell my kids, hey, let's talk about what goes into each thing.
This is kind of your homemade version of what we're talking about.
Yeah, and parents love charcuterie boards, right? So this is like the kid style of charcuterie boards. And I love using little muffin things because it's, one, this is portion control for the kid, and two, it's easy cleanup for parents and kids later.
And two, if the child wants to, that's an easy kind of pick up, take out.
Absolutely.
You know, parents that are like, wash your hands, maybe they don't have a chance to, that at least is a little bit of control.
I love bento box. And you're gonna see treats in my, because I want to teach kids healthy balance.
Yes, true.
They need to be able to go out into the world and they need to know, like, okay, I can have a little and I don't need all.
Yes.
Here is great. My kids love chips and dip. This is actually a black bean from scratch dip that I made, and I hid a ton of veggies.
We'll talk
in
about
here.
that recipe here soon on the show,
and so
right?
then I make it in the Instapot, I puree it, they love it, and they eat it. And then I'm all about replicating what do they love. And so my kid, my oldest right now is into Chipotle.
Yeah.
So we just replicate the things that they love, but we do it better and
I
healthier.
think these are great ideas too
They
for
are.
those older kids, like you said, that need to eat more. They're probably doing a lot more extra school, extracurricular activities after school. They need that fuel to last longer. So such great ideas that you have here, Nikki.
And last but not least, there's always the standby staple of the peanut butter and jelly, but I did talk to a friend whose kid has severe nut allergies, and she just wants us to know, ask the school, ask the classroom. If there's a severe nut allergy, know where the kid's EpiPen is, learn how to use it. Invite that guest into, that parent in, to teach how to use an EpiPen if we should see something, know how to get help. She's not against nuts per se in the school, but just educate yourself, wash your hands, that kind of stuff. And then if it's severe enough, you know, as parents, we can decide it's not worth the risk. We don't want to harm any other kiddos.
And there are some classrooms and some schools that take this very seriously and don't even allow peanut butter in certain spaces.
Exactly.
Almond butter, I found, was an excellent stand-in.
Yeah.
We love almond butter in our house,
and the other thing is, you know, they'll say there's a nut-free table or a nut-free zone. That starts to create isolation in kids. So we can just do better.
Nikki,
Yes,
thank you.
thank
We
you.
so love it. Love your advice. Everyone
Love
stick
you.
around. A lot more to come right here on Idaho Today right after the break. Seriously, almond butter. And then there's like a really awesome mixed nut butter. Well, you know, this is our back to school special, Nikki, and recently, according to Fortune.com, a study shows that parents on average are going to be spending $661 per student to go back to school. Do you have any advice?
I do. So try to avoid the big box stores right off the bat. Kids are going to make a ton of different choices the first 2 weeks of school based on what their friends have. So just buy little bits of things right now.
Out the gate.
Little bit, little bit out of the gate.
And that way you don't waste on all the big bulk. Thank you so much,
Exactly.
Nikki. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 12:30 on Idaho Today.
Bye, guys.